Donald Trump does not care about Charlie Kirk, and you should not have to either, because Donald Trump wants to exploit his death. He does not see this as a tragedy. He sees it as a political opportunity, a shield in the way of criticism from Democrats for his authoritarian takeover, a distraction, a diversion certainly from having to discuss the Epstein files. And that's the reason why Donald Trump tried to spin a narrative that this was a transgender American attacking people of color. All we saw from the right was that the disgusting vitriol and the disgusting lies, but they have blown up in the face of the right and in Donald Trump's faces. And it's why he's running away from a reality he does not want to face. We are gonna get into it all, but before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video. And if you have not already and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button because it goes a long way in supporting our work. Now, before we can get into Donald Trump's running away after the lies that he was caught in, I wanna start with one of the worst lies being told by the right, getting called out just a few short months ago by Jessica Torle when they were overacting about rhetoric once again.
Anybody who's being an honest broker can possibly believe that the Democratic rhetoric is the problem here. So if the issue is that we're saying all the time that he's like Hitler and he's a threat to democracy, and by the way, J.D. Vance has also said that he's like Hitler, and I guess he's redeemed now. But Donald Trump sent a fundraising email just last week that said Joe Biden is a threat to democracy. And only one of these candidates has inspired people who sent pipe bombs to leading Democrats across the country, who has inspired mass shooters. Talk about firing up the base. Donald Trump has been doing that since 2016. Remember when he said the Second Amendment people could take care of it? When he was talking about Hillary Clinton abolishing the Second Amendment and she'll get to appoint judges. He talked about, remember that congressman from Montana who body slammed a reporter and he said, he's my type. He retruthed or whatever it was, a video of Joe Biden hogtied. Just back in Montana.
That was hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Your
hilarious.
examples are so tiny.
No, they're
We're
not.
talking about an attempted assassination that left a man dead. The shooter groomed and incentivized by
idea.
a drumbeat of demonization.
You have no idea what that...
Jessica Torle said it then, and it is true. Now Donald Trump will come up with this narrative that somehow, well, the overwhelming majority of political violence is not only committed by the right by young white men. Donald Trump in the MAGA movement are trying to spin this up. It's why we saw threats against because fundamentally Charlie Kirk was not about free speech and an open debate. He was about attacking people of color, women of color, trans Americans, anyone who did not look like him with his awful gummy smile and his disgusting vile ideas. That is what Charlie Kirk was fundamentally about, and I am not gonna have anyone tell me otherwise or say that I have to eulogize him because right now MAGA is trying to exploit his death so much so that Don Jr. went on TV and said, all Democrats should be banned from going on the airwaves if they are willing to criticize the administration. Do you want a right set? He said, buy my book.
Family, what the movement that we created, and it's a movement of good. It's exactly what Charlie epitomized. And I launched it on literally Wednesday of this week. I announced this book, and you better believe New York Times and everybody's going to do everything they can to quash what I'm trying to do because it is so raw and so damn powerful. And I do not hold back, and I give every inside story about the corruption. And then 2 days later, literally 2 days later after I announced this book, we're all watching. And we see exactly what happened to Charlie. That is us being under siege, Benny. That is...
Tell me you have to feel bad. No. Tell a black woman she has to feel bad about Charlie Kirk. A man who said that black women do not deserve jobs and they have to steal them because they are not smart enough to get them. That's what Charlie Kirk said about black women. And you want to tell a black woman she has to be sad about Charlie Kirk. Well, Trump is selling his shitty book on Fox or on Benny Johnson. Get out of here. Stop it. You are not gonna force us into apologize for a situation that Charlie Kirk's own rhetoric and the fight that he put up against any comprehensive gun reform led to. You are not gonna get us to apologize, and we are not gonna be silenced and do the nice politics of, oh, maybe we should visit the way that we talk about the other side, because we should not. Donald Trump caused this, his lies caught called out. This was not some radical lefty like he liked to say, and it's the reason why he's running away. So I wanna start with that lie he got caught out with, and then see how he is dashing off. A reporter on Twitter wrote, according to OTA official and police interviews with his family, Taylor Robinson hated Charlie Kirk because he was not conservative enough. GOPers are now scrubbing ex posts about times faster than Doge rises Trump's name in Epstein files. And of course, Donald Trump, with no more distractions, is retreating to his New Jersey golf club aimed at economic strain, Epstein scandal, and his inability to spin the Charlie Kirk death. According to the White House, Donald Trump will head to his Bedminster, New Jersey golf club Friday night after a day in New York that included a live interview with Fox and Friend and a dinner with the Prime Minister of Qatar. According to the White House press schedule, Trump will depart Hampton around 9:40 p.m. for his weekend retreat. The golf trip comes as fresh economic data showed rising consumer prices and weaker than expected job numbers, adding pressure to the administration's economic message while the White House has tried to emphasize growth and stability. What a lie. The new figures highlight persistent challenges facing households while Trump's engaging in more personal leisure. The man is playing golf. He is hanging out with his buddies at Fox and Friends, cracking jokes. He is bragging about his gaudy ballroom, and we are the ones who are supposed to be in mourning for the guy he claimed was his friend, but clearly does not give two shits about get out of here with that. I am not gonna allow it. I am just not going to allow it, and I am gonna push everyone else, not just in the mainstream media, cause I know they do not listen. That's corporate control. But in independent media as well to not let this get us baggage down. Of course, we condemn political violence, but we do not have to say that. Of course, we condemn gun violence, but we do not have to say that. Do you know why we do not have to condemn any of those two things? Because we live that condemnation every single day in our actions. Show me your acts. Do not give me your BS words. It's easy to offer up thoughts and prayers as an obstacle in the way of a real conversation. But doing something that shows you have thoughts about the epidemic of gun violence, that you have witnessed it, that you have understood it, that you have seen the way that it impacts people's lives. Not only rips families apart, but fundamentally changes who people are, traumatizes them. That's what happened on that campus. Those children, those kids, those college students, they are victims of a school shooting. They are survivors who will never be the same. Maybe they did not lose their lives, but they lost a piece of themselves. Who could you not? And how could you not care that that is the result of what happens every single day in America? How could you not? And then how could you say it is our fault as Democrats? It is embarrassing that this is the message from the right, and it is sickening that they are trying to prop up Charlie Kirk. Now, as you know what they are calling him, they are calling him a civil rights leader. Get out of here, stop, like I am laughing at this nation. It is stupid, it is embarrassing. Charlie Kirk did not give a damn about civil rights. Charlie Kirk said the Civil Rights Act was a mistake. He said that black Americans were better in the 22nd, and then he did not want them flying his planes. That's what Charlie Kirk thought. It's not MLK. What are you talking about? This kid did not care about free speech, his suppressed speech. He did not talk to experts, cause he did not care about a debate. He cared about views. He cared about dollars. That's it. And that is how I'm going to treat his memory. Because if we let them trick us into falling into their trap, which, by the way, that is all this is, then they are doing it to silence us on so many issues, including obviously the Epstein files. And we saw a great breakdown of all the new updates that you need to know, cause we are not gonna stop talking about it right here.
So now all of a sudden, the Republicans who were so aggressively intent on releasing the Epstein files because they were going to be a huge, explosive story about Democrats involved with Jeffrey Epstein are quiet. So the irony of these Republicans accusing the Democrats now of only being interested in this for political purposes is so thick that it is almost sucking us into the quicksand. But let's go a step further. Let's go a step further. Because now the cover-up is getting so deep and so intense that this committee, which has oversight over the Department of Justice and would ordinarily be the one that is doing this investigation, is running away from it. Why? Because Chairman Comer is the useful idiot who will do the cover-up for Donald Trump. And what does that mean? Oh, well, now there is an oversight investigation, but you know what they're not asking for?
Those kind of comments, and he knows that. Gentleman's recognized.
Now, the Oversight Committee is doing an investigation, but you know what they're not asking for? You know what you did not put in the rule to confirm that investigation? We're not asking for the documents that were used to open the investigation, who provided the information. They're not asking for witness statements, victim witness statements. They're not asking for recordings that may exist. They're not asking for any of the evidence that might include Donald Trump. And rather than acknowledge that you're just trying to cover up for Donald Trump's knowledge and involvement in the Jeffrey Epstein scheme,
I will not be silent on this issue. If you have real empathy, you have empathy for the survivors of Epstein's crimes people. Donald Trump says Oreox refuses to acknowledge lies about him and knowing that they exist. Marjorie Taylor Greene told Donald Trump he should meet with the Epstein survivors, and he still mocked them. He said, "No one's ever suggested that. I have not thought about it." Of course, he has not thought about it, but we are gonna keep talking about it. I am tired of this. I am so fed up. I appreciate you all being supportive of the tone change because it's needed right now. It is sorely needed, and we are gonna keep it around. I also saw someone. I did not do it consciously, but said at the closing of these videos ended, and I think maybe they should. That I want you to keep on fighting. I want you to not be silenced. And I guess I first have to ask you, if you enjoyed our channel and want to support too, please hit that subscribe button and leave a like on this video and drop a blue heart in the comment. Until next time, I will see you soon.